images fussy cut out with that double-sided adhesive on there. We're going to make 2 slimline cards. I pulled this from the Creative Confections paper pad. I believe that's what it's called. Christmas Confections paper pad. It was a piece I've left over from another project, and I loved the gingerbread on it. So we're going to use him. And then this is from that same Winter Wonderland. And you've got the green or you've got the blue with the snowflakes. But I'm kind of thinking I want to use the mittens on this side. And so we're going to just create a couple quick cards with him there. I know I'm trying to use some of the same products over and over, but sometimes the sentiments just don't work. So I did grab the Christmas Calories stamp set, and I love this freshly baked Christmas cheer for right here. And then I'm going to see if I can find a winter sentiment for this one. I hadn't pulled one yet, so we will see if I can find one kind of fairly quickly. If not, it's okay. Let's see. Nope, those don't work. So let's get started, and I can always pull in a sentiment. Yes, here, Warm Winter Wishes from the City Sidewalks stamp set, which was part of the inspiration box. So, or here's Wishing You Warmth Amidst the Winter Chill, maybe one of those. So let's get started on those. We're going to make our card bases first, but of course I am missing cardstock. So I need to grab a couple pieces of cardstock. I grabbed some cardstock and got that cut down. Let's fold them into our pattern that we need, or our shape that we need. They are 6 1/4 by 6 1/2. So on the 6 1/2 side, I'm going to score them at 3 1/4. And that will give me a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, 3 1/4 by 6 1/4 card base. So I'm just going to score them down just with several lines. That just kind of helps. Sometimes if I'm using a little thicker paper, I'll score from both sides. So that helps keep it from cracking. And this is the longer side here. And I find that so I push it up and move it down just a hair so I can get in the neck, the notch, and then I will just score it back and forth. So I've got a couple of those done. And I'm going to grab my regular bone folder to fold it in half and score it. I've been enjoying making these simple Christmas cards out of use the box. And I mean that, I don't mean that they're simple as in, they're easy to make. They don't take a lot of time, because we're always busy during the Christmas season. It gives me a little bit of fun, Advent, fun by opening the box each day and having the crafty time. Now, I have crafted some of these videos, a couple of them back to back, so that I'm staying on top of the videos for you guys. But if I wasn't going to do them live, one thing that's nice about the Advent box is that you can, or if I wasn't going to do videos, is you could open them every day and have a little crafty time. A little 5, 10, 20, 30-minute crafty time. And I hope that this videos help you with that. So here's where I talked about. So my page 3 by 6, because I just take a piece of 6 by 6 paper and cut it in half, and they line up perfectly on these 2 card bases. So we've got that. And like I said, we're going to do this, and we put this in here. So we have our 2 little gingerbread men. We're not going to do a whole lot of anything else to these other than put a sentiment, just because I want these guys to kind of shine. So let's get them stuck down. You don't have to craft with the Post-it notes. They're great fun Post-it notes. My mom actually really liked the snowman that when I was showing it to her last night, because I had pre-opened the box last night, was getting ready to make my cards, the video, and then it was kind of late. So I fussy cut them out and then came back and videotaped today. Or, the next day, I guess, from when you're watching this. It's been a day or so. And she was like, that is so cute. I'm like, do you want the sticky notes? So she's taking the Post-it notes of the snowman home. Because, I mean, how fun is that to be able to write some notes on your snowman? And then I'm going to keep the gingerbread man. Okay, so we are going to, now you could have totally just glued him down to some white paper and to give him more stability. You could have cut out like an oval behind him, like some vellum or something like that. I am going fairly basic with the cards. I'm going to go ahead and pull off this double-sided adhesive that I have. I do recommend using a good adhesive like this because they are, I broke my fingernail yesterday, if you guys can't tell that there, so it's not peeling as well, because they are delicate, thin paper. Let's see if I got that separated from my double-sided adhesive or not. Yes, I did. It didn't separate from the top, but we can make that work. There we go. All right. And I only have one shot at putting this guy down. So let's open this up and center him as we can, because I think I'm going to try to center him on my card, back side to side as much as I can. Okay. All right. That's great. Now we have room for our sentiment. And then for these guys, did I glue that down already? I did. I wanted to see, because I cut one of these kind of weird, and I thought I cut off part of their leg a little bit. Yeah, I did not get as much stick. I forgot to get doubles. I overlapped them, so I didn't get as much stick to this one. So this guy, he should be pretty easy to peel off with the double-sided adhesive. So I'm going to peel him off and kind of hold on to him for a second. Or maybe I will take my magnet and stick him just to the top like that. And then this guy, let's see if we can get him apart. All right, there we go. We got this guy. I mean, how fun is this? You could use this as a mask. All right, we're going to grab these two guys. They're very, very sticky. And we're going to kind of put them at an angle here a little bit. Just like that. Try to get them flat as I can. And then this is the spot that I didn't get that glue down. So we're going to try to cover him up just a hair. And we're going to go down a little bit so that we're kind of towards the bottom. That way we have a little bit kind of the same. We've got our fun little cookies here. Now, I think what's going to be fun to add just a little bit of extra. We're going to add some bling. But first, let's stamp our sentiments out. Here's some leftover piece of white paper that I have left over from cutting my card bases. We will stick this in here quick. And I am going to stamp both of these down. I'm going to do the Wishing You Warmth, the Month of Winter Chill. I think that's more, oops, that's the wrong one. Because, you know, I use Warm Winter Wishes on other cards, so I think I'm just going to do this one. Put that one there. And then for this one, I haven't even had a chance. You guys have been so busy. We've had so many great releases that I haven't had a chance to actually stamp out some of these. So we'll just move that one down. Actually, we'll put him over here. I'm gonna line them up. And then I see this guy is just a little bit off. What I do is I put it down and I flip this up and I kind of look to see And then I'll look on here to see like, okay, this needs to just come up just a hair, the corner here, so that it's lined up. This one too. Push that down. And then this one's off just a hair too. Let's see if that looks better. It will work. It will work. Or we'll stamp it. If it don't work, we can stamp it again. So grab some Raven Detail ink here. Yeah, those will work. Now, one thing is you could make this up, zhuzh this up a little bit, is you could have covered these guys with some of that, like a technique I did in yesterday's video with embossing powder over the top and with the fairy dust embossing powder, and you would have that fun sparkly texture. Let's cut this down. I'm gonna go ahead and cut this down. What I do when I cut down is I line it up with the edge of my white. I'll push this up just a little bit higher, sorry, so you can see that. I like to cut at the bottom of my cutter. I'm gonna line it up at the edge here. And then I'm gonna go ahead this way. And all I'm gonna do is, just in case I wasn't on right perfect, I can line up the edge of my wording with the edge of this right here. And when I go to cut it off, it will be straight. I'm gonna do the other side as well. This one I lined up a little bit. I lined up a little easier. And then go ahead and see if these two lined up perfectly on that side. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut this one off first. And I'm just lining, like I said, I'm lining the top of the words off with the top of that. And then I'm gonna cut the side off first. And then I will cut this top piece off. That way I had more to work with so that I didn't have like this small tiny bit trying to get in here and moving over around. Okay. All right. So we've got our freshly baked Christmas cheer. I think we're going to kind of have fun, and we're going to put it at a little bit of an angle. And I think this guy, we're going to just go right down here at the bottom. But I think we're going to pop them both up. I have some foam tape here. And I'm going to stick that down. Use up my little pieces of foam tape here for both of them. I usually just stick my little foam tape pieces in a little cup, my little leftover pieces if I have small pieces. And then I have bigger pieces sometimes too, like, oh, here's a small piece. I've been cleaning my desk off and rearranging things here and there and doing all sorts of stuff. So I have pieces of, like, there's another piece of foam tape right there, all over the place right now. I just really rearranged my desk. The area on my desk or to the left of my desk. So I have foam tape everywhere right now. So that's just a little tip, is just to kind of put it in a little, if you can get a little cup on the side of your desk, put your little pieces in there when you have leftovers and use those up first, or they can just give you the hint of maybe I should use, pop something up. All right. We're going to just do our best to center that. Warm winter amidst the winter chill. This guy, I think we're going to go at a little bit of an angle, though, because the gingerbread men are at a little bit of an angle. And then before I put that down, let's have a little bit of fun. I'm going to grab... No, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to grab something. I will be right back. Okay, I'm going to use up some Stickles. I have this frosted lace Stickles. It's older than dirt. I don't even know if it's... Okay, it's going to come out. Is it going to come out? Let's grab my pin and poke it in. Make sure it's nice and cleaned out. And I'm going to put a little bit on a piece of paper up here just to make sure it works. Yep, there we go. And I'm going to go ahead over the, that's what we're going to do. We're going to add a little bit to the white layers. You could do pops of color, start liquid pearls if you wanted. I'm going to use up the Stickles because I've been meaning to use my Stickles up and I have not. And it doesn't have to be super perfect. Just go over the white areas of the frosting. Now, you won't be able to really see this much because it's going to be hard to see until it dries. But I'm sure I have a green Stickles somewhere that I could go over the green of his bow. Which would be fun. I might go look and see if I can find that. Let's grab that because I think I can put, I'm going to put a couple gems on his little buttons there. Yeah, I found some green Stickles too. This one is Holly is what it's called. Perfect for a Christmas card. Yeah, this stuff is so old. There we go. It's got a little red in it. Just going to put a little bit on his bow tie. And then for fun, for his buttons there, if I can find my red gems, I had them on my desk and I moved things around and I'm not exactly sure where the red ones are. I got my crystal ones. Oh, they are right here. Okay, we're going to use the red shift gems that I have left over here. Now I'm being very careful to not touch anything that's damp. Put little dots of liquid glue. I'm going to go ahead and put a couple liquid glue here, right here, to start. And I'm going to add a couple of these red gems right there. That's just to add some extra fun. That one looks like it's on there weird. Oh, it's upside down. Well, let's take that one off. They usually have like a silver back, and that one did not. So I didn't realize I had it upside down. There we go. And I think we need a little bit more Stickles right here to cover up more of that little white area. Now I'm not going to go around the border of the, that was the whiteness of the edging of the frosting. I'm just going to leave it kind of as is. Just cover up wherever there's a little extra white so that the Stickles are shiny. Now that will take a little while to dry. Hopefully I will get some pictures taken where you can see that. And then I'm going to go ahead and grab this freshly baked Christmas cheer. And we're going to cover, and I know I'm going to stick it right down over that Stickles. I'm okay with that. So that card is 100% done. We're going to put that aside to dry, so I don't put my finger in it. And then for our frosty, we're going to go ahead and grab some black gems, which I have here. And we'll put a little glue on his eyes. And then I had the glue on his buttons. These are kind of a silver gem, so I might not have grabbed the right one, but they're going to be, they're black and silver, so they'll work. They'll add some sparkle. This is a hematite. Coal and his eyes. Okay. Let's cover up our gems here quick. And then last but not least, I'm going to go ahead and add a little bit of fresh, I'm going to kind of dab off this extra glue around his eyeball because that helps to it not look so weird when it's dry. It's my personal favorite. And I'm going to grab a little bit more of this frosted lace, and we're going to add just a little bit of frosting to the top of his hat. And a little bit to his scarf. And this is one way you can easily zhuzh up a card just a little bit. Maybe I'll add a little bit to his snow here, to the edge of his body. Just to kind of give him the frosty kind of look. There we go. And then we're going to let that dry, and we will have a second card. So here is day 7, I believe. Is this day 7? Yes, of the Advent calendar. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a great night. Oh, before I leave, I did say have a good night. I wanted to say that I will link below anything as available in the store that is available for purchase. They will be affiliate links, which just means if you place an order using one of those links, I get a small commission at no extra cost to you, which helps me bring content to you. I appreciate y'all. Have a great evening. And now I will say, see you tomorrow for day 8.